rising, good morning to all the souls out there pervading the planet. It's the Hood Mystic representing www.hoodmystic.com, and today we are discussing foreshadowing. That's the title of this video, to foreshadow, to, know what's going to happen in the future based upon a feeling, based upon an energy, based upon a power. This conversation is not for the weak. This conversation is for those who have been through particular trials and tribulations, and the purpose of those trials and tribulations, and how to tap into some things. And all of this is brought to us by Western astrology. And it's the beginning of the week, setting the tone, and right off the rap we have a learning triangle, which includes the sun, the moon. I like to talk about the sun and the moon on Mondays, and the sun and the moon are trying throughout, they've been trying throughout the night and a little bit throughout the day, and the moon actually conjuncts Uranus, and it really highlights and pinpoints a learning triangle that's happening with the sun, Uranus, and the North Node. And so today I'm going to talk about that and try to tie in a lot of things that we've been talking about over these past 2 weeks. And I feel that's important to talk about things that we've talked about in the past, because things are easily forgotten. Especially the fact that you are God, and you control your lives, and you have this majestic celestial power that's easily forgotten with the minutia of day-to-day living. So if anything that I could do is be a daily reminder that you are Source. Source lives through you. Source needs you to survive. And so to utilize and access and to deal with Source is important. The problem with the world today is that there are fear-based systems that souls have accepted and adapted for some reason or another, and we're pervaded with this sense of fear that something bad is about to happen. But that sense of fear and that feeling is what's actually creating the negativity. We could be in a space of anticipation of something positive and therefore create that same vibration. The dream last night was about receiving a large sum of money and not knowing how to handle it, and that large sum of money creating more problems than it created good. So a conversation that I must have with my wife is, what would we do if we just received a large sum of money today? Like, how would we handle it? Because I was going to the strip club every other day. I was doing wild shit. And I didn't even know I was going to act like this, but it was like the money got a hold of me, and it just made me go crazy. And I don't know if that dream was prophetic, like we're about to get a large sum of money or anything like that. But it did make me realize that even if we were to get a large sum of money, all of my problems wouldn't be erased. I might incur or procure way more problems. So just something to think about for me. The sun is at 25 degrees of Sagittarius, which speaks to foreshadowing, which speaks to anticipation, which speaks to power. And interesting enough, the new moon in Sagittarius was titled Anticipation, and kind of focusing in on the power of anticipation. And now we're dealing with the full moon of that anticipation. Did you write down your intentions? Are you working through your intentions? Are you anticipating something good to happen? Or are you dealing with fear? Because fear and love cannot occupy the same space. So when understanding anticipation, you got to figure that shit out. there's plenty of people that I've dealt with on a personal level. It could be even a relationship where they feel like something bad is about to happen in regards to me. And I could sneeze the wrong way and they could, you know, jump up like, see, I knew it. I knew you wasn't shit. But I literally just sneezed and might have got a little snot on your leg. But that don't make me a bad person. But, you know, when people anticipate something bad to happen, and this can very well show up in your relationship. You could have a great girl or you could have a great guy, but you anticipating them to cheat on you way more than they even thinking about cheating on you. But that anticipation and that energy you created because of past relationships is now might showing its head in this present relationship. So certain things you have to understand about your energy and how it actually controls the planet and controls the results or controls the outcomes is based upon your anticipation. I don't anticipate my wife to cheat on me, therefore we don't create that energy about us, that jealousy, or like, I mean, we share phones like it ain't even nobody's business. For the most part, I have my wife's phone for the most of the day and she have my phone for the most of the day, or vice versa. Like, we don't carry that energy like, you know, is they gonna leave me? Is they gonna cheat on me? I take it. Thank you.
I just put that brother on the camera.
You good. It's not that energy. It's more or less the anticipation of our future together in the life that we plan to live together. That's what we anticipate on. But the moon in the third decan of Aries is interesting, to say the least. It's very much of like a slingshot of some sort. So this is a return of energy that may have been lost throughout this transit that the moon has been on, where you may have felt like you've lost something. Now, as moon conjuncts Uranus and goes through Aries and is about to step into Taurus, you will feel the return of what you have lost. But if you've been concentrating on losing it and thinking that you're not going to get it back, like I said plenty of times, this is just a phase. This is just a process. Don't get caught up on the alchemy of it all. Learn to let things go. Learn to understand catharsis. Catharsis is the releasing of things that no longer serve you. And this is just what we're going through. And friends might fall by the wayside. Relationships might fall by the wayside. All types of shit might fall by the wayside. But you as an individual, you as a soul, have to be okay with that shit. Bye. Bye. Ain't that right, Nico? See ya. We is not playing. 2019, you can't be holding on to people and relationships that don't serve you. And then look at them as they the problem. But you are completely responsible. Good looking, Anthony. Appreciate you. And you know, Super Chat is live and well, you know, but I'm not gonna force that or pressure that on nobody. If Super Chat is something that's interesting you and you got the funds and resources to show love, then that's what's up. Super Chat is available though. But moving forward, Uranus sitting at the 28th degree of Aries. I was reading this every night I read this Kundalini book that's so powerful that I could make it to like 2 pages and I'd be like, oh shit, I gotta put that down and go to sleep on that. That's like, it's one of those books where it just keep hitting you with left hooks. I'm at like page 21. I've been reading it for a month. Like, it's one of them crazy ones that's just like, I need to kind of sit with this energy or sleep on this, and I find myself waking up in the middle of the night like, what was they talking about in that book? And cracking it open and reading over it again. Like, man, this shit is profound. So it is, Nico. It's amazing. So 28 degrees of Uranus, 28 degrees of 28 degree mark of Aries speaks to focusing on your energy, and I know that I'm saying that, but it might go over people's heads. I don't know what it's called. It's just a Kundalini book I just pulled up at the
Rising or Exploring Kundalini or something like that.
I would have to go upstairs to my room and find the book, and I'll talk. Tune in tomorrow. I have the book down here, but I tend to not move books around, because if I was to bring that book from upstairs downstairs, it'd just be downstairs forever, and when I need it, I don't know where to find it. But I will find that. I will go upstairs and bring it down and talk about it tomorrow. But what I would say that kind of like I've been really focused on for the past 3 days is focusing on my energy and focusing on your energy, as Uranus being a slow moving planet sitting over this particular point in Aries, where it is focusing on your energy. And what does that mean though? Like, can we fully have a conversation on you focusing on your energy? Because in that space, you have no space to be talking about your baby daddy or anything for that matter, because you're focusing on your spiritual celestial energy. And please don't come to me telling me that you don't have any. Because if you have a voice, if you have anything going on for yourself, like you pay rent every month, you have spiritual energy. You just may not know how to access it or realize what it is, or been practicing or building it up. But when it comes to psychic powers and psychic abilities, you have them, but you haven't been building it up to know that you have it, or doing any type of practice or any type of meditation or any type of, regular routine of building up that energy. And so now the conversation is, I can't stand what Shireen doing, I can't stand Lisa, Tommy. That nigga is aggravating. Like, everything got a problem with somebody somewhere else doing what they gotta do, but you got a problem with it. But you are not focusing on your energy though. I mean, just laying in bed and not giving a hell about what nobody else got going on is so powerful to me and so transforming to me, to think that I don't have to worry about nobody else's energy. I can completely focus in on my energy and build it up. And so this right here is a positioning between the sun and the moon, and the realization of peace. Thank you. This realization of spiritual energy. But just because the sun and the moon and the Uranus is trine does not give it any kind of, it might not rise to the surface. So what actually rises this energy to the surface is the square. Babe, can you get that book? You mind? Thank you. So what we have here is the moon in Uranus square the north node in Cancer. The north node in Cancer is a point of catharsis, is a point of release. So if we could take a step back and look at the square between the moon and the north node, where the north node represents catharsis, the moon in Uranus is this return of energy. So therefore, if we were to get a lump sum of money and we were to experience this new return of celestial energy, but we're still doing the same shit though. Like, I'm still going to work. I'm still like, I don't know what you could be doing in the space of having a large sum of money. That's stupid because I don't have a large sum of money, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just doing shit that don't got nothing to do with this incorporation of this large sum of money because...
It's coming now.
Exactly. But the idea of it is to get rid of shit who wouldn't be in this. Like, you don't need certain energy in the scenario of a large lump sum of money because they'll fuck that shit up. So of course they'll be purged from the situation or removed from your life. So factoring that in, all encompassing, is the square. Learning who to release, because I truly believe this. Like, I would have to believe it because I don't absolutely know this for it to be a fact, but you can't be blessed in toxic situations. At least I can't. Because I've been in toxic situations and felt the effects of not being able to succeed, and then being in situations that are healthy, that grow me to something worthwhile. And I get blessings on top of blessings on top of blessings on top of blessings on top of blessings. But Awakening Grace, this is the book that I've been reading at night. It's called Awakening Kundalini by Gopi Krishna. I read like 2 pages, 3 pages at a time, and I'll be out. And I might be reading this book all 2019. But the idea of Kundalini and awakening my Kundalini is something that I'm kind of focused on. I'm not really focused on too much of anything else, because when you understand it, you get it. And maybe this is a conversation for a future time, but you know, Kundalini is real. It's just not talked about in mainstream media or mainstream spirituality in a way that's not producing fear. But see, it kind of ties into the opening of the conversation to this quote Miss Maya Angelou broke us down with. Hope and fear cannot occupy the same space, so invite one to stay. So many times people deal with particular fears and particular traumas in the sense of disregarding the love that they have within themselves, or the love or cultivating that love. So yesterday in the full moon and Cancer video, the foundation to this energy and to this rise and to this transformation is love. So today, as we build up to this full moon, where the love at? Like Jay-Z said, you know what I'm saying? Is it love in the heart of the city today, or it ain't no love in the heart of the city? And you know, you gotta find that shit. I'll be damned. Especially, I was just thinking about this early. I've been with my wife every day since, was that 2016, non-stop, every day. And say for instance, like, I wasn't in a relationship with my wife, and I was just like, I could imagine being in a relationship and be arguing and going back and forth and, you know, all the crazy shit that relationships incur. But the bliss that I've accumulated with my wife, I would be damned to be in a relationship where I gotta argue with a person. No, we're breaking up. I'm not happy, and I know I can be happy. You know, like, you can be happy.
You can have disagreements and not argue.
Even that, like, it's like, you can have disagreements and not argue. You can be mad at that person and it not affect how you feel about them. When you in a relationship that's sound, you look back at all your relationships that were unsound or were on like psychological crash dummy missions, and kind of just be like, I'll never do that again. I know I've learned I've learned that there is a love out there for me, and I'm not Rico Suave out here, popular to contrary belief. Like, female attention and things of that nature ain't something that's easy, and I say that to say that ain't no guarantees out here for me. So when it comes to love and things of that nature, I gotta be grateful and appreciate it, because it's very much of a fortunate situation, and you cannot buy love. It's like you can't buy love, because even if you could buy love, that person is fucking with you because you bought them, and when the money run out, they running out, and there's nothing that you can do about that. So I would hate to be rich and be trying to find love and everybody know that I'm rich. So therefore I would have to get rid of my rich man mystique and be a normal person and try to date people, and they splash wine in my goddamn face because I'm so lame out here. So I think it ties I want to tie all this back in, because the North Node in conjunct the Sun is basically realizing that your anticipation truly matters. What you anticipate, what you hope to bring out of this situation, what you hope to bring out of this whole week, this whole full moon really matters. And if you coming into this week feeling bad, feeling negative, not really releasing, not letting things go, not really knowing that you can be successful, not knowing that the money is coming, not knowing that, you know, everything is everything, that you done got rid of the shit that you've been wanting to get rid of all year. See, this is the crazy thing about 2019. Well, 2018. People been having this baggage or this existential thing that they wanted to get rid of, have the opportunity to get rid of it, but be too afraid to get rid of it and reattach to that and make a commitment going into 2019 with stuff that you've been hating all 2018. Do you really think that is going to change next year? Or do you think that it's going to get worse? My guess is that everything is going to tend to magnify and amplify throughout the year. So if you're not in situations that you want to magnify or amplify, whether it be positive or negative, you either got to step away or fully commit. There's no level of being with people and doing things and living your life where you're not really sure moving forward. That don't make sense. Because I seen a meme yesterday that indecision is a decision. So when people come at you 50-50 and not really sure, that's the answer. Especially when you're ready to present yourself in full commitment and full vulnerability, and they like, I don't really know. Let me talk to my lawyer about it. I'll get back with you. Then you know what to do. But hopefully you could be in positions and points and times where, you know, you could be representing this Four of Wands energy. And the Four of Wands energy is speaking to Aries, third decan, where we have Uranus and we have the moon. And it's a return to power. So if you haven't seen the full moon in Cancer video, I suggest that you do take notes. Not because I just be really into y'all liking my videos and watching my videos, because at the end of the day I could care less. But the solutions and the information that's being presented so you could do your own research will benefit you way further than you liking my videos. Like, that's not even the point at this point. Like, the information being presented and the research that people are doing in the breakthroughs that they're having in their lives is all it's about. And the awakening of the universal soul is all that it's about. And the return to power, which is bestowed upon us as we begin to talk about it daily throughout the week, is something that we'll begin to examine and we'll begin to uncover. But humanity and the illusionary world, as time is fucking ticking, and the spiritual world is coming on full online. And if the spiritual world decides to maintain the earth and keep this thing going, then that's up to the spiritual world. But who's to say? There has to be some form of knowing that you're not just this human being walking around here doing a stanky leg, twerking on YouTube, taking care of your family. There's more to you than that. And me telling you that there's more to you than just the human being and the human nature is not enough. You have to spend the time with yourself and see for yourself that you are more than what people have been telling you. You are more than your illusionary inundation. Inundation? I think that's how you say it. If the first shall be last and the last shall be first, then step up to your position. Ain't no woe is me, ain't no downtrodden, ain't no less fortunate. That's an illusion. I don't know, maybe it was the passing of George Bush that kind of made me think about, because they was, you know, Skull and Bones and, you know, secret society and all of this, and now it's like the end of a reign. And with the end of the reign was particular knowledge that was released when the energy was released from his vessel, or whatever the case may be. Maybe it was a high sign or whatever, but there is nobody sitting on top of the illusion right now. It's just you. And if you want to placate and feed into it and not tap into your energy and not tap into your power and not be guided by source, or think that source is somehow separate from you, that's the biggest misconception, and that's the biggest problem of what's going on today. People thinking that source is somehow separate from them, when that's not the case. So the title of this video is Foreshadowing. Foreshadowing is the root word to anticipation, and all of this is saying is a preconceived notion. So if there's a particular fear that you have residing into your being, take time to get rid of it as this moon wane, as this moon waxes towards this full moon. Don't project or bring any fear into this full moon energy. Man, the craziest thing about being a reader is getting to a point, like I'll do a reading or whatever, and I'll get to a point. This is like a long time ago though. It's not no recent readings that I did, but I'm just reflecting at this point. The hardest thing to get a person to say is something that they wish to intend. Like, a person would say, I'm single, I ain't been in a relationship, I just met somebody, but I don't know if it's gonna work, because you know how I am, Miss Single Lady, ha ha ha. It's a joke, right? But then if you ever got a one-on-one to talk with them and things of that nature, it's like, do you want to be in a relationship? Look, lady, do you want to be in a relationship? Just say it. I want to be. I can't. Like, why can't you say you want to be in a goddamn relationship? Like, why can't you put that down in the preconceived notion. Like, just say it. Because I'm afraid. Okay, so now we know exactly what the fuck we need to deal with moving into 2019. Your fear. Period. You eliminate that fear, there's nothing but love that exists inside of your being, inside of your consciousness, and this is what we're going to procreate, or you know what I'm trying to say. Shit. As opposed to just kind of focusing on this fear, and this fear being the thing that paralyzes you, when love is the thing that's going to free you, especially spiritually. Because there are spiritual energies and spiritual vessels that love you unconditionally. And the love that you might find on earth might make you go crazy. You know? But very much of a point in time that I kind of want to speak to and kind of build. But let me just read these questions real quick. Shit. Comments be funny. But I wouldn't necessarily say I'm happy that somebody is dead, but I do realize the shift in energy since they announced that he passed away, because I'm pretty sure they announced that he passed away in the summertime, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, who's to say when he actually passed away or whatever the case may be? And I don't like... His wife passed away, so that's probably where... Yeah, but that thing does happen like that, especially in older age, when the wife passes away or the husband passes away. The
spouse don't make it more than a year.
Yeah, that's just normal.
Yeah, heartbreaker.
Yeah, I get that. I would never be happy that somebody died, but I can say that since old boy died, the energy has been slightly different. And does that mean anything? I don't fucking know, because I did not get the George Bush channel or the George Bush dream, but I'm just observing things like everybody else and trying to figure things out. But peace to everybody on the live. Peace to everybody that may watch this video post live. The title of this video is Foreshadowing. And so if you don't take anything away from this video, just understand the energy that you anticipate to manifest for yourself is the energy that you should expect moving into the summer solstice and full moon energy. And Nico says good night. Nico funny. She be wanting to get her claim to fame real bad.
No, she was trying to tell you she's hungry.
I fed her already. I gave her some food. That's the first thing I did this morning was feed her.